Good morning, everybody. Last week we heard about Italy and folks coming out on their balconies and singing to each other. This week we heard our own stories here in the Bay Area. One member wrote to me about how her neighbor's child came out and played a concert, and everyone was told to come out onto their driveways and listen. Other people talked about going on hikes where they all agreed they would stay 6 feet away as a way to connect and escape the cabin-fevered walls. There were tea parties being scheduled on Zoom, and our neighbors texted us last night to ask that we bring wine and cheese, and they would bring their own wine and cheese, and we would meet downstairs in the shared garage for cocktail hour. We're finding all these ways to connect and show our love in this time. And we are here this morning doing worship without much of a congregation. Normally, a church that looked like this would be a failure for a minister. But today we consider it a success. Last week, in fact, that we had our choir with us and our bell choir, there were 300 households connecting the way you are. So welcome. I want to light a candle, as we did last week, to just bring all of you into this space symbolically until that time that we are gathered together again in body. It's lovely to have you all here. You look great in your bathrobes and slippers. I'm sure you are thrilled that you finally get to have your cup of coffee with you, like the evangelical churches allow their members to do. We're sending big love to all of you. The orders of service you should be able to, if you didn't already realize, download onto your computer, print if you have access to a printer, but they have things like the hymns copied inside so you can sing along. And after we open in a moment with a body prayer, we'll sing. I would invite you to throw open the windows and serenade your neighbors in good Italian spirit. But for now, let's open with one sometime favorite. And today, when we're doing our body prayer together, those of you who haven't done it, I'll walk you through, but those who have, oftentimes we have to spread out so we don't hit our neighbor with an elbow or a hand, but today just make sure you don't knock over your lamp or your laptop or your coffee cup. So we begin with a comfortable stance, our feet underneath our shoulders, rooted to the ground. Hands folded in the Namaste pose. And we begin moving our hands and arms up, our head following, casting our eyes upward to the ceiling, knowing the sky above it, the vastness of life, the expanse of the universe. We open our arms, feeling when we do so the abundance of gifts that are present just in this day, and holding our arms for a moment in this position, we feel the weight of all those blessings. Turning our hands over, we rake our hands through the blessings of our own life cast about us like pearls, gathering up what few we can in these hands and pressing them into us, that we might carry them with us this day, and then opening our arms in a gesture that offers ourselves as we are to the world. Coming back again to the centered pose we began. So now let's do it through, once with slight guidance and then silently together. We move our hands and arms and eyes upward, the vastness of life, Open our arms to the enormous abundance of gifts of this day. Pull our hands through what is cast before us like pearls, gathering up what we will and pressing it into us, gifts for this day. And then opening our hands and arms as a gesture of offering of ourselves as we are. Coming back to a centered pose, and once through silently together. And so we begin our morning, and so we begin our day. Let's join in song, the first hymn. It's in your hymnal if you brought hymnals home, number 346, and it's also in the order of service.